Good morning, everybody. I have no idea who's on here, but thanks for being on. Really proud of our kids, proud of our team. I thought we played really well Sunday in Dallas. Forced 29 turnovers, probably the best we've been defensively all year long. Just thought we were really locked in, took away their strength. And, other than our turnovers, I thought we were really, really good. And again, I think our chemistry's coming. It's coming both ends. Shaylee obviously played really well, and we found her in some good spots. Deanna Gaston is in a really good place right now and playing well. And Hattie Khadijah is she's just a tough, competitive rebounder. She's really good. We took 8 charges Sunday, y'all. I don't know if I've had a team take 8 charges in quite some time. I don't think it's ever happened here at Texas. And I think Hattie took 3 or 4 of them. So something that I've been harping on them about. I've not been pleased with our help defense at all. And I thought what we did between our game on Wednesday at Jackson State and what we did Sunday showed really showed a lot of focus by our kids. I think they took film, took coaching, and made an effort to change. And as a coach, that's all we can ask. So I was really proud of them. And again, I thought we played well against obviously a team that's lost 1 game, and they lost it to a top 10 team by 1 possession. And so I'm encouraged. This time of year is really hard, y'all. You worry about kids having 1 foot out the door, headed home for Christmas and not being focused. I thought we were tired yesterday in practice. I probably had one of the lighter practices I've ever had here at Texas, if not the lightest practice. But we had a lot of kids play a lot of minutes on Sunday. So, and we had a long bus ride home. So looking forward to getting after it today. And again, playing well tomorrow here at home. We need to keep playing well. We need to keep getting better. We still have a long way to go, a lot of basketball left. So appreciate y'all. I'll take questions.
Roger, go ahead.
Hey, Vic, your style is your style, but when things occur with your roster and players that you recruit that have played 3-4 years, but when you see them in person, maybe there's some things you have to do with them. Do things change during the season on kind of the makeup and the personality of a team, or is it, eventually it's going to get to your way?
That's a trick question. The answer is, I think the proof's in the pudding. We might tweak it we might not be able to press as much with this group as we have with other groups. I think we spot our press. But I think we've proven on the half court, we can guard like I want to guard. And it just takes a real focus and an energy level that we still have kids learning, how hard you got to play and play that way all the time. Like I get upset when we take plays off on defense. That really is the one thing that really can set me into a new universe is when I see us taking plays off. And so, again, I can remember coming up here a month and a half ago and looking at my staff and kind of saying that, Roger, hey, you know what, we may have to completely change how we do things and, defensively. And they looked at me like I had 3 heads. They said, Coach, we're not doing that. We're going to do it the way you've always done it. They'll get it. And it's true, they'll get it. I think Sunday's proof that you just got to stay the course. Like we've got 6 new players and it's new, it's foreign. It's like a foreign language to all of them, y'all. I mean, imagine dropping you off in, some country that doesn't understand English and you having to figure out where your hotel is, how to get a car, where the bathroom is, where you're going to eat. I mean, it's just a foreign language for them. This is going to be practice 51. I know, and you guys are going to have, Vic reminds us how many practices he's had every day. It's just where we are. I heard another coach talk about it the other night. They got the same issues, but we're going to get there. So I'm encouraged. I was really pleased with how we took 2 days of working really hard and focusing on some of our deficiencies. And we took it, and 2 days later went and executed and played really well defensively.
And then if I could ask one more just about the 1 foot out the door, that's because they get the break after today before they come back. And I know you want them to have that mental break and to be with family, but as you said, any coach a little worried about their team running off in different directions in the middle of a season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got some email this morning that said, hey, we got to really hustle when our game's over. They got to turn the gym around and get ready for the men. And, we got to really hustle and get our kids out. And I thought, you ain't going to have to worry about my kids. When that game's over, they're going to be ready to go get changed and get to the airport or get in their car and get to the house. So, hopefully we'll be able to stay focused and realize we've got another game. We've got to execute. We got to get better. I certainly do want them to enjoy their families. They all have such wonderful families, and I want them to be able to get home and enjoy that time. But this is a time of year when you can get better if you'll work at it. And we're going to work today. We're going to have a great practice today, and we're going to have a great game tomorrow. And then we'll take, a few days. Remember last year I was at Princeton, and I was worried about the same thing. And it was a day later. It was December 22nd. And we were playing at, I think, 1:00. And you worry about, and we were, obviously playing a really good opponent then as well. So I think we're going to be okay. I'll make sure. That's my job. I got to keep them focused.
Thanks.
Dennis?
Coach, you're talking about the, new kids, new language to learn, all of that. And then between Rory just working back into it, Amo being out now, how tricky has it been getting the newcomers to figure out their roles with so much changing in these first few games?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's just a challenge. Again, it's a challenge, Dennis, but at the same time, it's excuses for me. I try to be accountable. I can sit here and say, you know what, if I had LSU's non-conference schedule, we'd be undefeated and ranked number 2 in the country right now. But that ain't the case. We don't have their schedule, and we've had some injuries, and we've got to get through it. But I'm really encouraged by this group. We're getting Rory back. We've had, Deanna Gaston is really playing well. She's playing like I've always said I thought she could play. If we could get her healthy, I thought she could be the player that she's been here lately. Still got to keep her out of foul trouble. And then Hattie's been given an opportunity, and she's taken a bull by the horns and has run with it. So I think you've seen where Shaylee's playing better because she doesn't have all the worry and the expectation and the demand of being the point guard and learning a new system offensively and learning a new system defensively. So she's able to free up and play a lot more freely on the wing. So I just think all those things combined, it's a lot, losing your starting 4 player, a week ago and still not having what has been your starting 5 player, not having her back, missing your preseason All-American at point the first 5 games, and you have that schedule we had. But again, those are just at the end of the day, it's excuses, and I'm just not that guy. I wasn't raised that way. I'll be accountable. We got to go play. And the thing I told this team yesterday is the people in that room, the ones that can lace them up right now and play, they're good enough. We're good enough, y'all. That team's not bad in there. We're pretty good. If we can get them, if I can get them to play right and get them to play together and continue to work on their chemistry, that team's pretty good. I'm super encouraged by them. So, but again, it's my job. I got to get them to play better. And I see increments of that. And I was super encouraged by just how competitive we were and how hard we played on Sunday, especially defensively.
And
Tyler?
one more quick
Oh, yeah.
one for me, if I can.
Yeah.
What
You haven't
was
been on here
behind
in
I
a
saw,
while. You haven't been on here in a while. You get more than one.
right? I got a whole list, football's over, right? But I saw Nancy Lieberman in your locker room. How did that come about, and how important is that to you to bring a great like her in and, pump up your squad?
Well, I've known her a long time. There's an award named after her with the WBCA that Rory's been nominated for in the preseason. And so just knowing her and her knowing me, it was opportunity for us to get together. She had called the OKC game the night before. She does their radio, and but she was kind enough to drive down. And I'm never going to miss an opportunity with any of these TV people that have played the game, that know our game, that know the history of our game. When I can take advantage of that and use them with our kids and give them a chance to listen to someone else's voice say sometimes the same things that I'm saying, I just think that there's credibility with that. And really appreciate her taking the time to visit with our kids. And she had so many good things to say. And again, I appreciate her so much. Again, a legend, someone that has impacted basketball, men and women basketball, throughout the course of her career and her lifetime. So why would you not take advantage of that if you can? And again, I appreciate her allowing us to bring her in and visit with our kids.
Thanks, Coach.
Tyler?
Morning, Vic. I want to go back to Shaylee, just because she's scored in double figures 5 straight games, and that kind of aligns with Rory's return. If I'm looking at those stats correctly, her face may say otherwise. But you talked about it a little bit, but her transition back to, I kind of think, what she envisioned her role to be on the team this year, and maybe how she grew from playing in Rory's spot while she was injured, and then being able to grow even more into the role that maybe she was supposed to play to start.
Well, I don't think there's any question. Shaylee Gonzalez is probably our most improved player on our team. And I think a lot of that has to do with the demands that were placed on her early on. Didn't always play great, but man, she attacked it. I'm so proud of her. And I think she's so much better today because of it, and never whimpered, never complained, just wants to win. Coach, just tell me what I got to do. And, you got to love and appreciate and respect people like that. And never came in and said, Coach, I can't play point. Find somebody else. Accepted the demands and the responsibility that comes with that position. And, I've watched it. I've seen it day to day. I've seen the improvement, the confidence. And so it's one of the reasons why I'm so encouraged by this team, because I see her growth and development, and she's only going to get better, y'all. To me, Shaylee's got so much room for improvement, and she's a really good player, but I think she can really, really improve and become a really good college player and be a dominant college player. And, I think that for me, that's exciting. And I look forward to watching that.